most of us, whether you're married young or older, we expect to have a happily ever after, do we not? But in the sense where your husband, you pass, and you can give a little backdrop if you like to on what happened. Give us some insight on what was that like. How did that rock your world? What was your view of marriage before that, and maybe what's your view after? And any advice that you have for people who have been through that, or any one of us that might go through that.
Absolutely. So, um, hmm, when I think about it, and one of the things that I do, I've talked to a lot of widows, a lot of young widows, y'all, a lot of widows in their 30s who have experienced unexpected loss. And it is one of those things that you can't prepare for. No one listening, no one on this call now, none of us can prepare for it because we don't know that it's going to happen. And literally, I woke up with my husband, and before the next morning, he was gone. And so it was unexpected. He wasn't sick. There was no signs of anything, right? It literally was we woke up having a good conversation, happy, yes, planning stuff. My daughter was 2 at the time, had just had her second birthday, and we thought it was happily ever after, and no one could have ever told me. And so when I became a widow, and the first time I actually had to say widow, I thought this is like for old white women. Honestly, that's how I felt. That's what I thought. I was like, young Black women don't become widows. We don't. Where they do that at, right? And then realized that no, this is my story, and this is what's happening, right? And so since then, and I have my 8-year-old trying to peek into the camera, and it is what it is. And there she is. Okay, say hi to the world. Okay. And so, you know, the biggest thing is if I did not have God and if I did not have a support system, I would have never made it. That is just the reality. My faith got me through, my support system got me through because my friends have been there every step of the way, even 6 years later. They are still there to care for my daughter, to have play dates, to make sure we are good. And so, what I do know for sure is that you can get beyond it. You can get to whatever the next level of what God has for you, right? And so, that's important for me to share with people. When I got married, my husband used to always say, he was just like, you don't know what marriage is. He had been married before. So he would always be like, you living in a fantasy world. You don't know what the real deal of marriage is. And I was like, I may not, but I know what I saw in my parents, right? And I know I saw some good things, I saw some bad things. But as I said when I introduced myself, the biggest thing that it taught me was to really have gratitude and to really choose marriage every day. And so that's one of the first wife affirmations that I give is about choosing marriage every single day. You got to wake up and say, I choose this today because he or she is going to make you mad. They going to, like they're going to get on your nerves. You ain't going to want to be bothered. And so you have to make a choice. And that is, I chose my marriage every day at the time. I pray to God that I will remarry and choose my marriage every single day again, and excited and looking forward to that. There is nothing that can prepare you to become a widow. But what I will say, if that happens, number one, I am lending myself to whomever is watching this and seeing it. Find me through somebody, whoever it is, because I always offer myself and lend myself to, those women that's being exposed to that. Um, and I'll say you just have to find your happy place. Journaling has been a place for me. I have supported people. I have gotten support through a Tuesday dinner that my friends have invited us over for 6 years. We go to dinner every Tuesday at a friend's house. And people just don't have, that type of support sometimes, but I'm grateful that I have. And it was important for me to be a part of this book because I don't think we hear enough from widows. And we don't hear enough from young widows. And so for me, it's like I wanted to tell the story of like yes, I was married, and I have to kind of check myself and be okay with myself of saying I was a wife, and I still have those experiences. And then say I'm now a widow. I'm okay being a widow. I'm looking forward to marrying again, and life is good.
Testimony. Claps all around. Hey.